I've never read at a podium or with sunglasses on, so. Anyway, this is day 3 of a long poem called Ceremony. This is actually going to weird me out. The Cube of Near Perfection. Outside, this wind blows like curtains, trees shake and dirt refuses to still. The ground can feel movement, and this is never to detriment, for movement is how one can go from A to B, and then towards something beyond, the step beyond this, yes. And so with the wind, the cube is constructed with your aid. The golden shroud has shown us in its introduction how something can come from nothing but energy, and it is with this that a new offering is required. Salt licks, greens, taken into what needs to be done. You never know what to expect when it comes to the flames. A presentation. If only there were a way to understand the world and the things that come out of it. Objects give hold over us in a way little recognized. These objects present through everything visible in the world. But never forget the gateway to the invisible, as René Damal said, must be visible. All of this world can be visible under the right circumstance. The context of touching a precipice, the insertion of the next world into this world, all this energy. Presented like light in the dark, cardinal directions as insistent guides, the never forgotten secrets of the earth, never forgotten, only ignored, coming to terms with the reality of another person, other people, to only accept what is enough. Talking through night, through ghosts or non-ghosts, this haunting is like sunlight, and this energy is powerful. When you have power, disperse it. Prisons buried underground. In light of the revelation of darkness, this act must be eradicated. The cube will stand enclosed with a prayer inside. The flames will let the prayer out to give language to the earth. This stone pushing down to break through the edge. This stone pushing the language to the earth and the gods and the ghosts. When something is very wrong, there must be a way to eradicate the problem, to at least try. Inaccurate geometric perfection. This cube sits wrapped in gold for now. Soon exposure of burlap. I call to the 4 directions to bring what needs to be brought. The wind can abandon the world momentarily if we need this. The wind can abandon the world momentarily for we need this. Cube space like ice, like water burning, like air carrying sound. Echo, erasure of the negation, not 4 corners but 16. The cube angles. The smoke will scent the air and fissure to haze of the fugue state. Forget about anything that must be forgotten about. Tobacco, incense, root, flame. Break through the prayer. As a request for all of us, what we call through this sacred cube of burlap and wood, a prayer inside, this geometry, these rocks, this copal, to talk to the dead, we ask only for one thing, a new or continued happiness. Like the sun in the sky, this light, like the rocks on the ground, solidity, like the community we've invested in, relationships, like the flora and fauna, like the living and the dead. We thank all who are listening and suggest this aestheticized spectacle for the placation of any ghost or god who might hear our prayer. Watch the flames go, count the number of gods present, gods and dogs wandering night, inhale the smoke of material and exhale the dream smoke. Narrative. But the reality insists. This is all a grand narrative of the fantastic. But it is rooted, yes. This is not an overarching narrative offering explanation. This is only a fragmentation of what occurs within the impossible at the edge of reality and fiction. Hyperstitious exercises like prayers in the night of God's dead light. No sunlight now, only the hovering present moon that stares like the cyclopean eye of what we can never understand but want so desperately to know. Cube. The intersection of fantasy and poetry, the intersection of poetry and to build this float, this night, hard edge, similarity, daydream, a soft edge, 4 days, this drift, symmetricality of the insistence of an experiment in poetry and architecture. No perfection in artifice, only perfection in artifice, light dreams, with the stare of the moon, of the night, with the hold of the medicine in contextual light, light of what cannot be seen, of what has to be seen, of what can never be seen, of what can hope to be seen, of what we think we can see but cannot, of what we imagine we see, of what the eyes let in when refusing anything else, of what we want to will into the sight of our real eyes, of humanity's decay when faced with the entropy of the body, God's spanning horizontal sight, the way verticality is never natural, the sight of the sun, the blinding sight of the sun's light, the desire to see in the dark, the thing we cannot see but only feel. This is the light dream. This is the light dream. This is our new night. The four squares holding on to their place, belted with wire and heavy stones, these cairns a New Testament to what it is we're pushing towards here. My golden shroud illustrating the squares in reflection, postured on a map, this is a new architecture, one not to live inside of, but rather one to live with. This wood, this light, night, 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 the squares of infinity, the cube of ephemeral value, the golden shroud of energy, the presence of you, the presence of all of this.